Solicited phone call or mailpiece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your
Good morning.
Don't
Welcome to a hump day edition of the Bruce Hooley Show. Glad to have you along, and we are just about ready to start the show. Details on the mass shooting and the theme of the day, with headlines across an array of topics, is fear. What are Democrats afraid of? We will discuss, and we're glad to have you part of the show. So stand by. Be right with you. As we are in commercial, and the music will play right after this commercial. We're telling people how to get out of their timeshares, which should have never got into one. That would be how I'd stay out. Gotten many free rounds of golf, many free gifts sitting through timeshare presentations. Never tempted to become trapped in that nonsense. All right, here we go. Welcome in, middle day of the week edition of the Bruce Hooley Show. The best news I can tell you is that the shooter in the New Albany warehouse mass shooting is in custody. That happened about a half an hour ago, which happened about 12 hours after he exacted his mayhem at the KDC 1 warehouse in New Albany. 150 people working. Very unfortunately, very tragically, one is dead. 5 wounded. We don't have any conditions on them, but we know that the suspected perpetrator of this is in custody. He was taken into custody, as I said, about 10:30 today. And so if you were in that area and you were concerned about your safety, you need not be concerned about your safety any longer. I'm looking at the story, trying to find the guy's name. Here it is, Bruce Foster III. Bruce Foster III, 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. He was at large this morning, which means he was on the loose, on the lam, on the run at 8 a.m., but just in. Don't know if it's local or federal, probably a combination of both. But there was a serious manhunt for this guy who apparently walked into this place where he works and worked for several hours, maybe more than several. No confrontation. Nobody knows what precipitated this. All the victims work at the warehouse, and the gun was left behind. He left on foot. Well, no, he didn't leave on foot. He didn't drive to work, but he left in a car. Now, they said that the car, they didn't have a license plate on it. I don't know if that's true or not. If you had the license plate on it, you wouldn't want him to know it. But they searched a couple residences for which they had traced him, and he was not there, but they had a few more addresses, and they obviously, one of them hit, and they found him today. So he is in custody, and we will give you more details as the show progresses on whether the death toll will climb from 1. We certainly pray that it does not, and we certainly hope that the 5 people who were shot by Mr. Foster are okay. Otherwise, there's an array of headlines across the nation and across the world today. Ooh, man, that press conference last night with Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu. I can't keep up with Trump and his presidency. It's like the headlines don't change every day. They change every hour. It's like he's engaged in a game of, can you top this? There's an executive order, then there's another thing, then there's a statement, then there's a press conference, then there's something else going on. And, you know, it ought to be big news that Pam Bondi was confirmed last night as Attorney General. That's like 10th on the list of developments and things that have happened. Yesterday, Trump and Netanyahu sitting in front of a roaring fire at the White House, taking all kinds of questions before they staged them. Well, the meeting went like, what, hour and a half, maybe 2? Press conference happened last night around 7:15-ish. And Trump, I'm accused a lot of being all in on everything Donald Trump does. I'm all in on a lot of things Donald Trump does. I'm all in on what he's going to do this afternoon, or what we at least believe he's going to do this afternoon at 3 o'clock, which is sign an executive order that will prohibit men from playing women's sports. Perhaps not limited to high school sports, but perhaps college sports too. You guys who watch the show on the live stream on Facebook or on Twitter or on YouTube, my YouTube channel, or on LinkedIn, pretty much every day I wear this hat that is from XXXY Sportswear brand. XXXY Sportswear brand started by a former Levi's executive. One of their endorsers is Riley Gaines. And the reason I wear it is because I have 3 daughters and I want to see all women protected, period, full stop, in locker rooms, in private spaces. There's a distinction between men and women. That is biblical. God made them male and female. Generally, women are better suited to certain roles like nurturing. Men are suited to certain roles like leading, discipline, protecting, providing. Those are general categories into which men and women fall. And we live a much more harmonious life when we follow God's plan for our marriages and for the roles that we each play uniquely in marriage. There's some bleed over, but I support this sportswear brand because I support the idea that men and women are different, but they're gifted with certain talents, traits, and abilities by God. And so today, Trump is going to sign this executive order, and I'm super thrilled about it. I'm not super thrilled about the announcement he made last night about what he wants to do, plans to do, hopes to do in Gaza. I think this is a horrible idea. Here's a real quick snippet of what Donald Trump says he wants to do in Gaza, which of course perpetrated the October 7th massacre on Jews.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip. Gaza is a hellhole right now, and we're going to give people a chance to live in a beautiful community that's safe and secure.
No, wrong, bad idea. It is a hellhole right now. Trump went on in more lengthy comments about Gaza to give himself a picture of exactly what will happen if, in fact, he engages in this effort that he says will move the 1.7, 1.8 million Gazans out into Jordan or Egypt, which doesn't want them, Saudi Arabia, which doesn't want them. And the reason they don't want them is why? Because the people of Gaza have one singular, overwhelming mindset, and that is to eradicate Jews from the face of the earth. They are born into the most radical ideology, and any attempt to make things nice for them, to rescue them from that ideology, it's not going to work. Trump knows this because he says this in this longer extended version of his vision for what Gaza can become.
I think the potential in the Gaza Strip is unbelievable. They've tried the other, and they've tried it for decades and decades and decades. It's not going to work. It didn't work. It will never work. And you have to learn from history. History is, just can't let it keep repeating itself. We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal.
No, you have an opportunity to do something that would fail just like you said it would fail.
It's in decades and decades. It's not going to work. It didn't work. It will never work.
It's not going to work. It will never work. Correct. Stay with that.
And you have to learn from history. History is, just can't let it keep repeating itself.
So why would you go in there again? Why would you, as he best troops in there to clear out unexploded bombs and buildings that are ready to fall over, why would you incur the wrath of all the countries in Europe and a lot of the Arab nations by doing exactly what the crazed lunatics who have protested on our college campuses in the past year have accused you falsely of doing, of being a colonizer? If you move Palestinians, if you move Gazans, radical Islamic terrorists out of Gaza into a country they don't want to go to, you are fulfilling the false things they've said about you. You will be wasting American money and wasting American lives. I'm done with that area of the world. Give Israel all the 1,000-pound bombs at once. Give them every bit of military technology you have. Allow them to monitor Gaza because their very survival depends on it. Give them the green light to turn it into the world's largest outdoor sandbox, and ignore the fact that there is a beautiful ocean there and beachfront property. It's never going to be Atlantic City. It's never going to be a coastal, tourist area. It's never going to be that, because the people who you would then return there, even if you didn't return them there, would return on their own, because they would consider, no matter what you built, 5-star hotel after 5-star hotel, high-rise apartment building, condominiums, luxury, you could turn it into Dubai, and they would go back and they would blow it up. And they would kill everyone they could who does not share their idea that a worldwide jihad is what they're called upon from God to exact on the rest of humanity. Stay away. It is not our fight. I don't know how. I guess Trump's development sensibilities are getting the best of him here, and he sees great potential, and there is great potential. But as he said, it has been this way down throughout history, and it will always be this way, because you cannot reason with people who are lunatics. And their anti-Semitism proves inarguably that they are lunatics.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for this evening through early Thursday morning. Cloudy for this afternoon, high 34. Rain could see ice mixed in early tonight, low 31. Morning showers tomorrow, clouds and sun, the high 52. And then sun and clouds, a colder day on Friday, high Friday at 37. Cloudy with occasional rain, thunderstorm on Saturday, high Saturday afternoon, 45. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
You heard me talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too with their 3-week quick start kit for only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. Visit relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
I'm going to let you in on a little wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile have convinced you need unlimited data. Fact is, most people don't. Pure Talk only charges $25 a month for unlimited talk, text, and 5 gigs of data plus hotspot. Stop overpaying for wireless. Dial pound 250 and say spend less, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month with Pure Talk.
Hi, this is Ralph Drollinger, the founder and president of Capital Ministries. I have the privilege of leading the Senate and House member Bible studies in Washington, D.C. every week. And I'm also the host of the new weekly radio program heard here on this station called Capital Ministries Weekend. I invite you to listen along every week as we discuss the crossroads between what the Bible says and political thought for today.
Listen to Capital Ministries Weekend, Sunday mornings at 7:30 on 98.9 FM The Answer.
A new president is sworn in. America's greatness is being restored. And there's breaking news every minute. Now, tens of millions of Americans are turning off Fox and CNN and tuning in to Newsmax for the breaking information they really need to know. Reuters Institute says Newsmax is one of the top news brands in America.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you direct traffic?
Yeah, thanks. Let's act like adults here. They are generously offering their time to answer your questions. You don't need to scream at them like a bunch of school children. We just go ahead.
Find out why millions of Americans have made the switch. Even President Trump says Newsmax is terrific, and he's watching. So make the switch to Newsmax. Check us out on cable and satellite TV or download the Newsmax app today. Watch us anytime, anywhere. Remember, Newsmax is real news for real people.
Quick question. Did you know that the conservative news and talk content that you're currently enjoying on this station and online is supported by advertisers? Here's another one for you. And this one is for our business audience. Are you aware that our loyal listeners eagerly engage with our advertisers because they know that these advertisers share their values and care about our programming as much as they do? Listeners, tell your favorite businesses about us. And business owners, contact us today to create and implement strategies that drive people to connect and engage with you, helping you grow and experience the value of long-term loyal customers. Join with us today to continue spreading the good word.
To learn how to reach our audience with your business's message and support this station, contact Carol and Cassidy at 614-318-0401 or click on the Advertise With Us banner at 989theanswer.com. That's 989theanswer.com.
The Resist the Drift Marriage Conference at Genoa Church in Westerville, scheduled for February 14th and 15th. Say, that's Valentine's Day weekend. Yeah, it is. Resist the Drift is about strengthening your marriage. Your marriage, it can drift, right? I mean, it's awesome when you get married. You go on a honeymoon, most carefree time of your life. Then maybe you're fortunate enough to have children, and then the soccer practice starts, and the grade school starts, and the high school, and the college, and, you know, you got to tend to all those things, and those are noble things, and you should take care of your kids. But it's very difficult sometimes to maintain the strength of your marriage. That's what Drs. Greg and Aaron Smalley will help you do at Genoa, February 14th and 15th. Go to 989theanswer.com and book your tickets. We still have room for you, but our numbers are climbing, and thank you to you listeners to the Bruce Hooley Show who have booked tickets. There's a general admission option and an executive level option that'll give you a private session, a continental breakfast, and a gift. Just make sure you're in the house at Genoa for this consequential difference that can be made in your marriage. Resist the drift. Book your tickets, 989theanswer.com. Fear is a word that pretty much hovers over every headline that we will cover today. Certainly fear last night in New Albany when a shooting occurred, mass shooting, 5 wounded, 1 dead. The suspect is now in custody. They found him about 10:30 this morning, so he was unarrested for 12 hours, but now he is in custody. So that's a very good thing. But obviously the 150 people who were working at that warehouse were very fearful and traumatized by what happened. The left is very traumatized by the tandem work of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. They are terrified that the U.S. Agency for International Development, you will hear it referred to as USAID, is going to be shut down at midnight Friday because USAID, here's the thing. Listen to Ayanna Pressley, member of the squad. She's the shaved-headed member of the squad, ranting and raving in Washington yesterday amid a protest about USAID being shut down and not allowed to just willy-nilly disperse the $40 billion in taxpayer benefits that it has at its disposal. $40 billion would qualify USAID as a Fortune 500 company, and they like being a Fortune 500 company that is unaccountable to the President of the United States. Unfortunately for them, they fall under the purview of the chief executive, who is Donald Trump. And now Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, has been put in charge of USAID, but they're very upset. They're very fearful. Here's Ayanna Pressley demonstrating that.
Elon Musk is a Nazi nepo baby, godless, lawless billionaire.
You ought to know.
Who no one elected. Elon, this is the American people. This is not your trashy Cybertruck that you can just dismantle, pick apart, and sew the pieces of.
Now, what would make a person like that so upset? In fact, why is USAID so upset? Why are they shut down? The answer to all of those questions is because Elon Musk, empowered by Donald Trump, in Musk's role as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, asked to go in and look at their books and examine their expenditures. Now, what would be your takeaway from a government agency that doesn't want the chief executive in charge of it to get a look at its books and how the money is being dispersed. I mean, I think it's a general logical takeaway that they have something to hide. They have something they don't want their boss to see. So all of this is happening only because USAID won't open its books. Do we have 4 branches of government? Do we have legislative, executive, judicial, and USAID? No, we don't. We have 3. And USAID was created by an executive order by John F. Kennedy in 1961. Thus, it is something that the President of the United States has control over. And Donald Trump is President of the United States. Democracy, democracy, democracy. Remember, you love democracy when you thought Trump wouldn't be elected. Don't love it so much now. So they're very, very fearful. They're also fearful at Columbus City Schools. And this was demonstrated last night while parents and teachers were expressing concerns about ICE coming into Columbus City Schools in their role of policing illegal immigration in the United States and possibly deporting people who they find out are here illegally. Parents and teachers said to express concern at the meeting on Tuesday, and their concerns moved several board members to tears because now U.S. Homeland Security has the authority to go into churches and go into schools and to ask questions that Columbus City Schools and the parents and teachers who spoke last night apparently don't want to be asked. Karen Shapiro. She is an English and second language teacher at Columbus Global Academy. Thanked School Superintendent Angela Chapman for a letter to the staff last month that urged the board to pass a resolution making Columbus City Schools a safe zone for students. The teacher, Ms. or Mrs., I don't know, Shapiro, said the school has seen an increase in absences since the Department of Homeland Security allowed immigration and customs enforcement raids at the schools. Gee, why would that be? Why would there be a decrease in school attendance? I think I can logically assume that that means that we have a large number of illegals going to school here. And I don't know, maybe the Columbus City School Board members didn't take their oath of office as seriously as I did when I took my school board oath, which compelled me to obey the laws of the United States of America. And this is one of the laws of the United States of America. You know what another law in the United States of America is? One that Donald Trump's executive orders made law, and one that the state legislature of the state of Ohio made law, is that you must use the bathroom that aligns with your birth sex. But also last night, while they were very upset at Columbus City Schools about the possibility that ICE and CBP might come into schools and grab illegal aliens, they are equally or even more so concerned about the fact that, their transgender bathroom policy and their secretive policy of keeping a child's gender dysphoria from the knowledge of parents, they are struggling with the fact that now they cannot have those policies and be in compliance with the law. Board President Michael Cole says the board wants to honor the wishes of the community. The problem with this is, Mr. Cole, you are assuming that the people who come to a school board meeting and voice their leftism represent the views of the community at large. My guess is they do not. The Black community, the far majority of the community, because we're in a country that's 80-20 against men playing girls' sports, men being in women's spaces, 80-20. So the views of the community have largely been demonstrated by polling on this issue. Yet because you have some loud voices from the 20% of naysayers coming to your board meeting complaining about your policies, well, not really about your policies, but about your policies being rescinded because you want to be in compliance with the law, don't be fooled. That is not the viewpoint of the community at large. And it also, should you decide to persist in your woke nonsense of allowing fake girls who are biological boys in actuality to use women's spaces, you are also putting yourself in legal jeopardy and your district in legal jeopardy. And that would not be a wise move for you.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. A Maryland federal judge has ordered a temporary pause on President Trump's executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship for anyone born in the U.S. to someone who is not a U.S. citizen. Mr. Trump's inauguration week order was already on temporary hold nationwide because of a separate suit that was brought by 4 states. The president says he's heard a lot of positive feedback about his Gaza redevelopment proposal. Mr. Trump
Not for me.
Moving Palestinians out of the Gaza Strip and then redeveloping
Not
the land.
for me.
Iran's currency plunging to a record low against the U.S. dollar after the president restarted his maximum pressure campaign against Iran over its nuclear program. On Wall Street this morning, stocks are mixed. The Dow trading about 55 points higher, while the Nasdaq is down 73 points. More details at srnnews.com.
3 years ago, I wrapped up a run of Annie playing Daddy Warbucks with the South Carolina Children's Theater, feeling tired, over 50 pounds overweight, fed up with the way I felt. Hi, Mike Gallagher here. I had to do something, so I scheduled a weight loss consultation with PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition. And as they say, the rest is history. Within a few months, I lost 53 pounds, regained control of my health. 3 years later, I've kept the weight off, and I feel better than ever. If you're in the same place I was, take the first step like I did. Make the phone call that can change your life. PhD Weight Loss. Their program is fast, simple. They won't let you fail. Schedule your consultation today. 864-644-1900. 864-644-1900. Here's the best part. The first 11 callers who mention healthy will get 2 free weeks added to their weight loss package. Don't wait. Hit your 2025 weight loss goals. Call now. 864-644-1900. 864-644-1900. Mention healthy to get 2 free weeks or visit them at myphdweightloss.com. MyPhD.
News, opinion, passion. Here, 98.9 FM, The Answer, anywhere you go. With The Answer's mobile app at 98.9theanswer.com. Also on your smart speakers, TuneIn, or iHeart.
Hey everybody, Charlie Kirk here. We're a month into the new year. How is everyone doing with their health goals? I've spent more time on the road than at home this last year. 2 years ago, I decided to take control of my health and choose PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition. I needed a simple plan that fit my hectic lifestyle, and I quickly lost 30 pounds. I learned how to nourish my body while still enjoying food that supports my health. Now I have the energy and mental focus to get through my busy day. PhD can help you too, and they won't let you fail. Give them a call and schedule your weight loss consultation and see if the program is right for you. Call 864-644-1900. That is 864-644-1900. The first 11 callers mentioning healthy will get 2 free weeks added to their package. Don't wait to hit your 2025 weight loss goals. Call now or visit myphdweightloss.com. That is myphdweightloss.com. So check it out right now to lose weight. myphdweightloss.com.
Here's great news. If you're planning to attend Valor Christian College as a new student this fall semester, you can receive a $5,000 tuition scholarship for only $2,500. That's right. $2,500 off your first semester for all new students.
One scholarship per student. All Valor Christian College admission requirements must be met.
Whether you're interested in preparing to enter ministry or want to delve deeper into God's calling on your life, Valor Christian College in Canal Winchester may be for you. To learn more, click on shopping at 989theanswer.com.
He's a constitutional law professor. He's appeared on every major news network. He's proud to call himself a Buckeye. He's Hugh Hewitt. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 5 on your station for news, opinion, and passion. 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Had a nice consultation yesterday with a business owner in Upper Arlington. We're going to get him outfitted with new flooring. Unfortunate accident at his business that's closed it down temporarily, but we'll get it back up and running with beautiful new flooring. And if you would like flooring in your home, refresh the look, get rid of that old carpet that you thought, how is that still here? We thought we'd get rid of that 10 years ago. We promised to get rid of it right after we moved in. No, I know things can happen, but now is the time. It's after Christmas. The holiday rush has subsided. All you need to do is go to brucehooley.com and click the flooring tab. That'll give you a form where you can leave your name and address. Tell me a little bit about the job that you would like to accomplish. New carpet, luxury vinyl plank flooring, looks like wood, performs better because it's waterproof, scratch proof. We have our own installers. They're ours. They don't work for anyone else. They're outstanding. We get a lot of compliments about them. And people love saving money and getting their products in faster because we get the products into our warehouse in 5 days and get it installed in 3 weeks. If that sounds good to you, go to brucehooley.com and click flooring. brucehooley.com, click flooring. It is, I guess, amusing, sad but amusing, that the rampant prejudice and bigotry of the left is, well, it's like a bone that a pit bull won't let go of. Donald Trump has sent the unmistakable signal since he returned to the White House on January the 20th that he's not going to put up with anything when it comes to hiring but meritocracy, best person for the job. And we see that all throughout his cabinet, right? Is he afraid to hire somebody who's LGBTQ? Nope. Scott Bessent is his Treasury Secretary. Is he afraid to hire someone who is black? No. A member of his cabinet is black, maybe more than one. Is he afraid to hire women? No. Kristi Noem, Homeland Security, Tulsi Gabbard on her way to becoming National Intelligence Director. But competence is more important than skin color. Every time Caroline Leavitt moderates a press conference, you see the difference between her and Karine Jean-Pierre. Caroline Leavitt is not historically historic as the first gay, black, whatever else Karine Jean-Pierre claims on her intersectionality trump card. Caroline Leavitt is just competent, okay? But the left rebels against this because they are enslaved to intersectionality. And the left is not just Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and idiots like Jasmine Crockett, who we'll hear from quite likely in this half hour of the program, maybe even in this segment. But it's also on the local level. And we saw this last night with the gnashing of teeth, and I don't know, maybe figurative, if not literal, rending of garments at the Columbus Board of Education meeting, where they were wrestling with what to do with a new state law and Trump's executive orders that say that, no, DEI is out, transgender nonsense is out. We're going to recognize male and female and nothing betwixt in between, because there is nothing betwixt in between except something you conjure in your own mind that is afflicted with a social contagion or a mental illness. The board president, Michael Cole, says that they're trying to figure out a way to thread the needle and allow boys to use girls' bathrooms if the boy thinks he's a girl, and girls to use boys' bathrooms if the girl thinks he's a boy. And it's just not possible to do that because it is now against the law in the state of Ohio and in the United States of America. Here's a quote from Cole. We want to have the opportunity to further deliberate around what the punitive actions could possibly be. Well, here, let me help you, Mr. Cole. You as a board member can be sued by people who do not want boys in girls' bathrooms, and you will be putting yourself, any other board member who joins you in this flawed lawlessness, and the resources of Columbus City School in legal peril should you choose to continue to prize your own ideology over the law of the land. Now, I understand you have people who come in and are asking you to do it. One of them, a parent last night, listed in the Columbus Dispatch as Carrie Kenzierski, says she is a parent of 2 students in the district. And her contention is that, quote, schools are no longer a place for safety, learning, and growth for transgender students. This is cruel and this is dangerous. This policy puts students' lives at risk. These students that sit in your classrooms, play with your children on the playground, eat with them in the cafeteria, and ride the bus with them to the field trips. Okay, first of all, it's not true. It doesn't put their lives in jeopardy. You are doing far more damage to them by enabling them in their disconnect between their biological reality and their cognitive mental awareness of their actual sex. You are doing more damage to them, and I know it may not be duplicitous on your part. You're trapped in this ideology too. Maybe you're afflicted with Munchausen by proxy, where you're trying to gain some social stature among your other woke delusional friends because you have a trans kid. Hollywood celebrities are invested in it. Some of them, I get it. You are too. But the fact of the matter is, you have an option, Carrie Kenzerski. If you don't want your kids going to a school where they're not allowed to use a bathroom that does not allow with their biological sex, you can homeschool them. When my wife and I became ill at ease with policies that were inflicted upon our home district by the Madison County Department of Health, not by the district itself, but by the Department of Health during COVID, we sought a different solution. A couple of ours went to a private school. One of ours got homeschooled. Okay, so you got options. You're not being forced to send your kids to Columbus City schools if you disagree with its policies. Now, the attorney to the board did what all attorneys do who advise school boards. Every single attorney who advises a school board has one mission in life, and that is to steer the board clear of anything that could possibly result in a lawsuit. Sometimes it's wise advice, sometimes it's not wise advice. In this instance, it is wise advice, because the attorney for Columbus City Schools told the board members that if they maintain their current policy that allows students who believe they are transgender, born in the wrong body, not correct, but if they believe it, that the board would be in violation of the law and ethics and would be risking legal exposure to the board and to individual members. Yes. And the attorney told them that building staff and administrators could also be found liable for continuing to stick with a policy that is now against Ohio law and against federal law. The attorney, speaking truth, even though maybe the board didn't want to hear it, said there is legal exposure for the board for violating the law. Our ethics, oh, come on, you're talking a language they don't understand if you're talking ethics to Columbus City School Board. Our ethics dictate that you don't violate the law. Oh, this caused great consternation. Jennifer Adair said, my soul is questioning whether or not we have to figure out in this moment if we will fight in a way that allows us to follow what Dr. Martin Luther King says and not follow an unjust law. Straw man argument. Boys are boys, girls are girls. One cannot be the other. So it is not an unjust law. I guarantee you that girls like my daughters, and the overwhelming number of girls, don't want biological boys in their locker rooms or in their private spaces. We have ample examples of what happens when that is allowed. Board member Sarah Ingalls said that Ohio's bathroom bill is unjust, but that the district needs to choose its fights. Apparently, Sarah does not want to be sued. Good for you, Sarah. She notes one lawsuit can be millions and millions and millions of dollars in a district where millions of dollars are whether or not you can feed your children and keep the heat on and do the education programs that we need. I find it interesting that her first concern was not educating the children, but feeding them and keeping the heat on, which of course are both important, but like your mission is to educate the kids. Presumably you will have the money to feed the children and keep the heat on. But if you're in violation of the federal law, guess what? You're not going to have the money for preschool and after school or in-school lunch programs, because that is the hammer that Donald Trump is holding over you. Didn't seem to bother you at all when the Biden administration threatened to take school lunch programs away if schools didn't allow boys to use girls' bathrooms and boys to play girls' sports. You didn't mind that at all. But now you mind it because the American people, democracy, 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 voted for a different president who is in touch with common sense and godly truth and is going to make you bend to the will of the people. Again, democracy, democracy, democracy. You were all about it when it was in your corner. Now it is not in your corner. The people have spoken powerfully. The popular vote elected Trump. He is a wrecking ball to your wokeness, and you don't like it. So comply or get sued.
Husband. I hate being around him. He looks too good. He's been a tremendous factor with Pam, and just a beautiful relationship. Who's here? And Mother, look how good you look, huh? Look how good. So I just want to.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, President Trump. I've known you for many, many years, and I will not let you down. I am truly honored that you have asked me to take on this role, and I will make you proud, and I will make this country proud. And I just want to thank all of my friends who are here today, my dear friends and my family, my mom, my husband, my pastor, Aaron Burke is here. So many of my good friends and my colleagues. So thank you all so much. And I will restore integrity to the Justice Department, and I will fight violent crime throughout this country and throughout this world and make America safe again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. This is a great day. Everybody loves it, but this is just not the right time. But well, maybe you can do something later.
Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-216-0307 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-216-0307. That's 800-216-0307. Again, 800-216-0307. And people by Anthem Tax Services. Attention, if you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop the collection effort. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problem, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-216-0307 to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-216-0307. That's 800-216-0307. Again, 800-216-0307.
I did a double take when they handed me this copy telling me that MyPillow was going to have their first ever mega sale. I'm like, how can it be their first ever mega sale? I've been talking about MyPillow for years, and it seems like every single time I talk about them, they're having a mega sale. This one is because of the comprehensive nature of it, with all the products at MyPillow being on sale for prices I've never seen before. For instance, just like 2 weeks ago, I was telling you about Giza flannel dream sheets, where the get-in price for like a twin bed was $59.98. Now I'm looking, and queen size Giza Dream flannel sheets are $59.98, and king size are only $69.98. The My Cross, it just came out. How can it be on sale already? Because Mike Lindell's such a good guy. He wants you to have a beautiful cross-shaped pendant to advertise your Christian faith like he does every single day. The men's and the women's My Crosses are on sale for 30% off. 6-piece 2025 My Towel sets, $29.98 of the My Pillow, under $15. Check it all out, mypillow.com, and use my promo code Bruce. Pam Bondi just sworn in at the White House as the new head of the Department of Justice. She'll do a phenomenal job. Anything would be an improvement over Merrick Garland. So another Trump nominee, and Doug Collins, I believe, not the former NBA player or NBA coach, but Doug Collins, I believe he's from Tennessee, is head of the VA. So Trump picks RFK, Tulsi Gabbard cleared yesterday. Kash Patel quite likely will be the head of the FBI. The left is wigging out because Trump is getting his picks in. And to coin a phrase, elections have consequences. Barack Obama said it. You loved it. Now Trump is personifying it. You hate it, but I love it. So that's really all I care about. No, it's not all I care about. I care about this. Supposedly we're getting freezing rain tonight. I hate freezing rain. It's the enemy you can't see. Supposed to start tonight across multiple central Ohio counties. 1/10 of an inch of ice. That's all you need to go slip sliding away. It's supposed to start around 7 o'clock. This is horrific timing. I mean, I know it could be worse, you'd think, striking at rush hour, but I would argue, well, I mean, there's more people on the roads at rush hour than are going out and about to high school events tonight or going to dinner or whatever. But you go to dinner, everything's fine, maybe a little drizzle falling, you have a nice dinner, you come out, whoa, down goes Fraser. So watch yourself. Shelby County, Logan County, Union County, Delaware County, Miami County, Champaign, Clark, Madison, Franklin, Licking, Fairfield, Hardin-Mercer, all glazed dark. All of them. So if you're looking at that, you're thinking, what cities? I don't know the county that my cousin lives in, but I know the city. Okay, so we're talking about St. Mary's, Wapak, Greenville, Minster, Marysville, Bellefontaine, Coldwater, shout out Cavaliers, Delaware, New Bremen, shout out Cardinals, Piqua, Urbana, Lancaster, downtown Columbus, Tip City, home of the Red Devils, Newark, Salina, West Jeff, Rough Rider territory, Kenton, Springfield, Pickerington, Troy, Sydney, Ada, London. There we go. So I hate freezing rain. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Hopefully they'll pre-treat the roads. Hopefully it won't be something that happens, but it is something that we will be dealing with if, in fact, it does happen. Hey, special surprise for you coming up top of the hour. Typically on Thursday, we visit with Matt Mayer of Opportunity, Ohio. We're moving Matt up a day this week because Matt has travel plans, and we don't want to deprive you of his insight. Matt is phenomenal, so he will join us. We'll see if he agrees with me on Trump's plans to turn Gaza into the Riviera of the Mideast. Nope, not going to happen. I hate the idea. Stay out of the Middle East. Stay out. Did we not get embarrassed bad enough with Joe Biden's feckless withdrawal from Afghanistan? Trump got us out of Syria. Why do we want to go into Gaza? Dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. Sending U.S. troops there? No. If they want to go back in and they want to be in buildings that are ready to fall over and have bombs that are unexploded explode on them, caveat emptor, brother. If it blows up on you, well, then that's one less terrorist in the world. Now, something good's going to happen this afternoon at 3 o'clock. It is National Women's Sports Day. And Donald Trump today at 3 o'clock is going to sign an executive order. Riley Gaines is going to be there. Other women's sports activists are going to be there. Not the ones who you'd think, not the ones who campaigned for Title IX 50 years ago. No Billie Jean King, no Martina Navratilova. None of them are going to be there. Martina, not so much as Billie Jean King and others. Billie Jean has gone dead silent on the trans girls playing girl sports. Trans, remember, all you got to do, she's like, I can't keep it straight, Bruce. Is a trans girl a girl, or is a trans girl a boy who thinks they're a girl? I'll make it easy for you. Just substitute the word fake. Every time you hear trans, just say fake. So fake girl. All right, so that's a boy. Yes, it is. But today, Donald Trump will sign an executive order, hopefully that outlaws boys playing girls sports and men playing women's sports all the way up to and through the college level. Remember how much time we spent on the volleyball player from, boy, I hate to get the school wrong. I want to say San Diego State. Jeff, is that correct? You want to nod at me or let me know? I think that's true. Blair Fleming. Let me Google Blair Fleming and see, because I don't want to disparage San Diego State if they didn't earn it. But if he played at San Diego State. San Jose State. Sorry about that. San Jose State. Yeah, and a bunch of teams forfeited because they didn't want to play against a dude masquerading as a girl. Trump's going to outlaw that today. We hope. We hope it'll extend to the college sports realm, because the Big Ten embraces this. Big Ten schools can't do it here in Ohio because we have, thanks to Gary Click and Jenna Powell and our brave Republicans in the General Assembly, we overrode, remember this, don't forget, we overrode Mike DeWine's veto. DeWine had the chance to do the right thing, sign the law. Nope, wouldn't do it. They had to override DeWine's veto. Mr. I'm always thinking of my kids and grandkids. What do you have, all boys, Mike? What's your problem? So today, Trump is going to sign that executive order, and that'll further break the left, which, good. Why are they so invested in this nonsense? Why are they so invested in this nonsense? Here is a true feminist, someone who truly stands up for women's rights. I could not find her name because it was on Twitter, but this is the audio. And you tell me, this is exactly right. If you're one of these whack jobs who has allowed your child's breasts to be cut off, who has removed healthy genitalia from your male child in an attempt to make them into a woman, and you wonder, why do they keep fighting for this? Why can't they see the truth on this? This explains it perfectly.
There's a lot of people who can't move on this, and because that's the people who've transitioned their own children. So those people are going to be like, the Japanese soldiers who were on Pacific Islands and didn't know the war was over. They've got to fight forever. This is another reason why this is the worst social contagion that we'll ever have experienced. A lot of people have done the worst thing that you could do, which is to harm their children irrevocably. Those people will have to believe that they did the right thing for the rest of their lives, for their own sanity and for their own self-respect. So they'll still be fighting. And each one of those people destroys entire organizations and entire friendship groups. And now you can't talk truth in front of that person. And you can't. Because what you're saying is, you as a parent have done a truly awful thing to your child that cannot be fixed. And so those people will do anything for the entire rest of their lives to destroy me and people like me, because people like me are a standing reproach to them. There's no way back for them and their child. They sold their child a bill of goods that they can't deliver on. So those people are going to be the people who will keep this bloody movement going. I'm sorry to say.
I'm sorry to say too, but it is absolutely true. Charlize Theron, Cynthia Nixon, actresses in Hollywood. There are a lot of people who have engaged in this nonsense. Just test yourself here. How many times in the last, 3-5 years, have you heard the term tomboy? How many times did you hear it growing up? Right? If a girl was good at sports, if a girl was a little rough and tumble, oh, she's a tomboy, right? She'll grow out of it. No, not anymore. No, you're a boy. You're born in the wrong body. It's craziness. You've damaged a generation of children. I feel so bad for them.
You're due for your biannual cleaning, something you usually forget and would rather not remember. But you just got a reminder from the dentist you look forward to seeing. The Gentle Dentist, the only dentist you're happy to come back to. The Gentle Dentist in Worthington. How can we make you smile? Call 614-431-3311.
Hi, my name is Justin Petrichor. I'm Julian Petrichor. We run Alpha Waste Service. We offer front-load dumpsters as well as roll-off dumpsters for local residents and businesses. Our prices are set at flat fixed rates. The price we give is the price you'll pay.
We don't force our customers into contracts unless they want one. We keep our customers by providing quality service at affordable prices.
If you need a front load or roll-off dumpster, please visit alphawasteservice.com.
Again, that's alphawasteservice.com.
Find us at 989theanswer.com. Download our apps. Stream us 24/7. WTOH and WTOH HD1, Upper Arlington, Columbus.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.
Evasion.
And that I will well take this our enemies only swear.
And now I'd like to invite Justice Thomas, Attorney General, Federal Law Enforcement, and the invasion of our country and get. They didn't have the water and they didn't have what they were supposed to have. Destroying the terrorist cartels is going to be a very big priority for Pam, and that leads to crime and it leads to a lot of drugs. So she's going to take care of it, and she'll stop the invasion of our country and get fentanyl off our streets. And we're going to be working with her very closely, Christine Holm and Tom Holman, and all of the people are going to be working very closely with Pam, and that leads to crime and it leads to a lot of drugs. So she's going to take care of it, and she'll stop the invasion of our country and get, because they didn't have the water and they didn't have what they were supposed to have. Destroying the terrorist cartels is going to be a very big priority for Pam, and that leads to crime and it leads to a lot of drugs. So she's going to take care of it, and she'll stop the invasion of our country and get fentanyl off our streets. And we're going to be working with her very closely, Christine Holm, and cartels is going to be a very big priority for Pam.
Handle security operations in the war-torn Gaza Strip. As it does so, the PASF is reportedly seeking more than $680 million from the American government over the next 4 years. That spending, both past and potentially future, is drawing concerns in both Israel and Washington, D.C., given PASF's deep and long-standing ties to terrorism carried out against Israelis. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Down on Wall Street, stocks have now moved higher. The Dow up 119 and the NASDAQ adding 15. More at Town Hall.
A winter weather advisory is in effect for this evening through early Thursday morning. Cloudy for this afternoon, high 34. Rain could see ice mixed in early tonight, low 31. Morning showers tomorrow, clouds and sun, the high 52. And then sunny clouds, a colder day on Friday, high Friday at 37. Cloudy with occasional rain, thunderstorm on Saturday, high Saturday afternoon, 45. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Trish Regan provides the analysis you need each day on the Trish Regan podcast.
The media business as a whole is really in for some more massive changes. Mainstream media is really, in my estimation, for losers. You know what? If you got any opinion, if you got any common sense, you're going to be here because this is the future. And you know what? You have authenticity that you're never going to find at the big network.
Subscribe to the Trish Regan podcast today on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
With SRN Sports, I'm George Winger. A busy night in sports last night, including the news that President Trump is heading to see the Super Bowl this weekend. Let's start with the NBA, with the two top teams in the East went head-to-head. The Celtics defeating the Cavaliers 112-105. Jason Tatum leading Boston with 22 points. Derek White adding 20. By two, the 76ers beat the Mavericks 118-116. Also by two, Nets over the Rockets 99-97. It was the Knicks over the Raptors. Bulls beat the Heat in a rout. The Lakers down the Clippers 122-97, and the Trailblazers also routed the Pacers. NHL play, a shutout Bruins over the Wild 3-0. Jets shut the Hurricanes out 3-0. Canucks shut the Avalanche out 3-0. In overtime, Oilers over the Blues 3-2 by the same score. Sabres over the Blue Jackets. Devils beat the Penguins 3-2. Utah over the Flyers 3-2. Canadians over the Sharks. Lightning beat the Senators. Maple Leafs, Capitals, Islanders, Ducks, and Red Wings also your NHL winners. This is SRN Sports. Well, New Orleans is ready for the Super Bowl, but is the Super Bowl ready for the president?
President Trump will attend the Super Bowl on Sunday, becoming the first ever sitting president to attend the big game. This year's game will see the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Philadelphia Eagles at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. The Chiefs are attempting...
Have a great day. Going to end the live stream here since we're going to an interview on the phone, which is not really that compelling to watch. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a solid, growing, thriving relationship in Christ. And I really do appreciate your attention every day, those who join. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Number 7, Purdue over Iowa.